Bye. How's the field then? Careful, I bleed easily.
Stick one in his forehead.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance of The Riotous Living is about to start. If you'd like to follow me through to the marquee, the performance will begin. Please come and sit on the straw bales or sit on the seats. I suggest you come fairly close because there's quite a large audience tonight. Please spread out, use all the way through. Use the seats, use the straw bales. Please use all the space. There's plenty of space down here. Please come right down and use the space here. We have quite a large audience tonight. Stand here. Somebody wants to come and sit down here. If you have a chair, there's more space here. Captain Swing, Captain Swing. Every man stands willing and strong, like another stands strong. And the keepers who's in control, when the answer comes marrying. Brothers, children, silence and swing, take a last breath, let go and swing. Captain Swing, Captain Swing, whiskey
course of fame and infamy, trailing an autumn story of 1830.
You, is it? What year did you say it was?
1830.
Autumn?
Yes.
Then it must be time to wake up. Fetch me water. Hurry up. Come on, bring me the bowl. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's better. Hey, put it down. Where's my coat? Fetch me my coat, it's round your back. And my hat. Go on. And then I'll need tambourine. You're right. That's it. Quickly now. Put it on for me. You know how I like it at an angle. Perfect. Are the pictures all ready?
Yes.
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. It's time to start the story then. You'd better go to your places. Over there in that one. Lady! Just a minute. I have trouble with my sleeves. It's the time of year. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Captain Swing's Gallery of Tableau Vivant! See here tonight the great family of Banks and their noble friends, lives busy with toing and froing and gallivanting. Such busyness, ladies and gentlemen, such inclination to leisure, such learned and spiritual seeking after the unknown. For example, excuse me, here in the purple we have William John Banks.
I'm William John Banks, great adventurer and restless wanderer. I've sailed up the Nile and entered tombs and Mecca and collected treasures to bring home. And all the while, I've known the eternal silence of the infinite space.
His very words.
And altogether, I've collected over 20 paintings, not counting the carvings and sculptures, panels and pediments, mouldings and architraves around.
Yes, quite enough. He does go on rather. Hundreds of tomes of dusty letters and memoirs. Over here, ladies and gentlemen, we present the local populace. All labourers, in one way or another. Their lives busy too with toing and froing and busyness. And gallivanting. Fine, stalwart families, as you shall see. For example, here's Susan Thatcher.
My name is Susan Thatcher. I have worked 40 years in the field cleaning the land.
Her very words.
And with 11 children, all named like these, but unrecorded. And with a diet of bread and potatoes, I too knew the eternal silence of infinite space.
Come on, you labourers. Don't stand idle. There's work to do.
Haven't got time to be standing around in picture galleries. Oh, no, 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 no. Off you go. Shh, quiet. Over here, ladies and gentlemen, I quite forgot. Lady Maria Le Dispenser, another member of the Banks family, the go-between in our story, a real and imaginary woman.
I am Maria, orphaned granddaughter of Henry Banks, whose journey over the Ha-Ha one autumn day in 1830 disturbed my horizons, unsettled the balance and symmetry of my paintings.
It set her perspectives askew as she stared through the frame, past the tranquil images, into the beyond. And, ladies and gentlemen, here are more travellers, timeless itinerants who spell out yarns and legends with a painterly flourish.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Swing Travelling Players present
The story of the good people of Albion.
and
The ballad of the Dorset soldier.
They cause a stir in the restless harvest of 1830 as they pass by this place bringing their entertainment. With them comes a rumbling, the thwacking sound of the threshing machines or of weather about to change. The giant wheel spinning nearer and nearer and nearer.
And nearer, and nearer, and nearer, and nearer.
Friends, let's make a journey tonight. I will lead you through fields in this soft summer light. Show you images of people framed before your eyes. And will sing up ancient stories from the silence where they lie. Come, bring your chairs, forget all cares. Follow me. Some of the little ones perhaps might want to sit right in the front. If any of the little ones want to sit in the front, I'm sure we can fit them in. Are we all gathered? Keep working. Giant wheel of the threshing machine, spinning fast tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you see what I mean. Faster, faster, the children must work. Care is needed at all times. They must be on the alert. Hurry along, we have some stragglers. Goodness me. Your scythe!
Pick up your scythe!
And swing your scythe!
Swing your scythe!
Swing your scythe!
Swing your scythe!
Swing, swing!
Swing! Swing!
Whoosh, whoosh!
Whoosh! Whoosh!
Cut the corn!
Cut the corn!
Cut the corn!
Cut the corn!
Reap, reap!
Reap! Reap!
Whoosh! Whoosh!
Whoosh! Whoosh!
Now gather the corn!
Gather the corn!
Gather the corn!
Gather the corn!
Make the sheaves!
Make the sheaves!
Gather! Gather!
Gather! Gather!
Now, sheaves into stooks!
Sheaves into sticks!
Sheaves into stooks!
Sheaves into sticks!
Sheaves into stooks!
Sheaves into sticks!
Sheaves into stooks! And stooks! Stooks! And stooks! Stooks! And swing! Swing! And swing! Swing! And swing! Swing! And stooks! Stooks! And stooks! Stooks! And swing! Swing! And swing! Swing! And stop! Because then came the threshing machines, and there were two. Feeders to sit on one side, waiting. Leave a gap. Leave a gap. Feeders sit, mind the trap. Listen to the cows bellowing. What's happened to the poor old things? Machine begin. And the horse's hooves, young man. Start the machine. Feeders to stand. 1, 2, 3. Feed the machine. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. Faster, feed, feed. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. And stop. And change. Machine number 2. Feeders to sit and leave a gap. And are we ready? Start the machine. Faster machine. See the cogs and wheels turn. See the horses' hooves burn. Faster. And feeders come. And 1, 2, 3. Feed the machine. And feed the machine. And 1, 2, 3. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. Feed, feed. Feed the machine. And stop. And circle. Because, yes, it could be you, and it could be you, and it could be you, could be you, it could be you, 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 could be you. We all fall down. 1830. And in the field sits Susan Batcher with children all around. While in far-off London, a new king is crowned. No work today, says Overseer Beach. Instead, he's promised a special treat.
Hey, everyone! What do you think that Mr. Beach is going to tell us? What do you think it could be about? Hey, everyone, Mark's got something to say.
Maybe we'll get our jobs back.
Yes, I hope so.
Oh no, maybe we might get treated better.
Oh, yes, that's what we deserve, isn't it? About time,
We'll
Mom.
get another machine.
What's it now?
Maybe we'll get rid of the machine. Hey, listen, we might get new cottages.
That's right, my roof's been leaking, Thomas. So's yours, Jenny. And your roof too, that's right.
Might get invited to Lyric Kingston Hall.
Oh, yes! Chance would be a fine thing. Oh, Mr. Beach is over there. Now, just smarten up, everybody. Shh.
I know you think I'm a hard man. I dare say you've felt the lash of my tongue from time to time, to say nothing of my cane, old Jeremiah here. But today, you find me in merry mood. For as you know, today's a special day, it being the crowning of our new King, William IV. God bless and keep him. God save the King!
God save the King.
What sort of a cheer do you call that? If I was His Majesty and I heard a shout like that, I'd be afeard I'd fallen among traitors. Now, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. God save the King!
God save the King!
That's more like it. Now, the squire is going to mark the occasion with a special gift. A hamper of food for all you young laborers. And I thought that'd put a smile on your face. And not only that, you're going to receive the food from the dainty hands of the squire's granddaughter, the young Lady Maria herself. Now, what about that? Yeah. Well, she'll be coming down from the hall presently, but before she arrives, I've got one more job for you to do. Oh, don't start that moaning. If anybody's going to moan, then no food from the hamper. Remember that. Right. Now, what I want you to do is this. You see our threshing machine over there? I want you to cover him over. Hide him completely with all those branches and sticks and leaves and things. All right? Understood?
But why? Are we going to get rid of the machine?
Yes, so we can get rid of it, Mr. Beach.
Why? You dare ask Mr. Beach why? I'll tell you why. Because there are some folk who, if they set their eyes on that beautiful machine, will only want to steal it. That's why. Now, no more nonsense. Come on, all of you. Hide the machine.
Break it more like me.
Now, standing well back.
Next to me.
And I want a space up there in the middle. Come on, you young'uns, get right back, I said. Right back into line there. There's a space there. Stand close to them. That's right. Now remember, when her ladyship arrives, you are in the presence of your betters. Remember that now. Show politeness. Don't you dare speak out of turn. And when she comes, make sure you bow. Take your caps off, boys. Girls, you curtsy. And speak when you're spoke to. Let's try it. I'll be her ladyship. Stop that sniggering. Now, here I come. Right, hats off, bow, curtsy. That's right. And then her ladyship dishes out the food. All right. Now, one more thing. When she comes up to you to give you the food, you take your hat off, step forward, take your hat off then, step forward, take the food, step back, and keep quiet. All right? Right. Now, let's have a quick look at you here. Let me see your hands. Hands. Oh, my goodness, they're disgusting. No sniggering from you. All right, and what? Well, that's all right. Good. Now, I'm going to fetch her ladyship. Now, what I'd like her to do on the way down is to listen to our threshing song. All right? We'll all sing the threshing song. The right version. Not the unauthorized version. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Away, away, away we go, harvesting the corn today. Away, work away, Joe.
Away, away, away we work, happily and smiling. Away, work away, Joe.
Oh, let's sing the other version.
Yeah, he's gone now. Come on then, ready? Away, slave, away, till our bones are creaking. Away, work away, Joe. Harvesting will break our backs and leave the children starving. Away, work away, Joe.
Quick, Mr. Peter's coming for lady.
Come on, everybody. Away, we work, harvesting the corn today. Away, work away, Joe. Away, we work, happily and smiling. Away, work away, Joe. Away, we work, happily and smiling. Away, work away, Joe.
My lady, and I present the laborers from the estate. Hats off, bow, curtsy. The Lady Maria.
Look at that dress. Look at that hat. Look at those shoes. It's not fair. No, it's not.
Nothing like that. So much. It is my duty and pleasure as granddaughter of Henry Banks to bring charity to the labourers on the Kingston estate. It has always been a tradition that when a new king is crowned, food is brought from the house to the workers on the estate. I hope you will enjoy the charity bread. Mr. Beach.
3 cheers for King William. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, where are you going off to? Excuse me, my lady. Our ladyship can't hear! Oh, back to your places, you people! I'm sorry about that, my ladyship. What is just some tradition of the workers, the beaters drive out the hares from the last of the corn stalks.
And that word I heard them shouting at the end.
Word, my lady?
What was that word I heard? Swing, that was it.
Swing.
Well, what is it?
'Tis just some humour of the labourers, my lady.
Mr. Beach,
My lady?
I should like to speak to the labourers before I hand out the charity.
Certainly, my lady. Now, her ladyship wishes to speak to you all, so stand well back now and give her a good ear. That's right, back you go. Right. Your ladyship.
Are you happy working on the Kingston estate?
Yes, my lady.
And your work, is it very hard?
No, my lady. No.
Mr. Beach,
My lady.
Mr. Beach, they seem a little uncertain.
I think they're a little in awe of your ladyship.
Oh, I see. Jacob, the charity. Jacob, set it down. Thank you. No. Dad.
Now remember what I told you. Step forward, take the food, bow, and step back.
Charity.
Forward.
Mr. Beach!
What are you doing? My lady, I'm so sorry, my lady. I'll have a word with him in a moment.
Food. Not quite what I expected, Mr. Beach. You must be very hungry. Food.
They are a little hungry, my lady.
Fruit. Take the bread. Charity. Charity. Charity.
Cap off.
Charity. 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 Charity.
Good.
Oh, Hannah!
Oh, my lady! Quick, get her out of here! Get her away!
Well, she hasn't
Stop!
been 2 days, my
Get
lady!
back to your places, all of you!
Mr. Beach, is this right? 2 days? She hasn't eaten.
Oh, more! I've lost count, really.
Oh, she does tend to exaggerate, my lady.
No, it's not true. I've got others at home like her.
And you, are you her mother?
Yes. Susan Thatcher's my name. Yes.
Well, Jacob sent bread for Susan Thatcher and her family.
Well, I'll take her home with me for the others. Come on, Hannah, love.
Charity.
Don't grab like that.
Oh, Mr.
What's
Beach.
going on there?
Charity.
Oh,
Charity. Charity.
step forward.
My father says you banks are evil, so I'm not taking anything from you.
What? How dare you do that?
Stop it at once, Mr. Beach. It's quite unnecessary. Quite unnecessary.
Excuse me, my lady.
Now, what is your name?
John Darren.
John Darrant. Go and stand back in your place. Oh. Mr. Beach,
My lady.
no doubt you have some other duties to perform.
Oh, but I'd better not leave you alone with them, my lady. They're unpredictable.
I have Jacob. He will take care of me. Now leave us immediately. Immediately.
Very well, my lady. I'll see you later, John Darrant.
Set it down here. You all look very tired. Come and sit down. You can trust me. Please sit down.
Go over there to our leadership.
Sit down.
Go on, Martin. Go on now. Come on now,
You all seem very frightened of Mr. Beach. Does he treat you well?
No, he knocked down his apple. Only 2 weeks ago, Thomas and Matthew got their hand trapped in the machine.
Where is Thomas and Matthew?
That's right, that was our Matthew. There, go on,
Now
Matthew.
come and show me. You did this on the machine. And does it hurt very much? It does. Well, I'm very sorry about that. You better sit down and have a good rest. And this on the machine as well. Dear. Well, sit down and rest. You must rest. You see, I really thought that the machines were bought to help you all.
No, they're more likely to kill us.
It's true.
Kill you?
It's true.
What Chris here means is they're more like monsters.
That's right, they are, aren't they?
Mr. Beach doesn't even care. A week ago, the other Jenny caught her leg in the machine.
The other... Well, where is the other Jenny?
That was bad that time, wasn't it?
Oh.
Very bad.
Dear, is it very difficult to walk on? Well, I hope it gets better very soon, Jenny. Have a good rest now. Be careful.
You tell her about our jobs, Hannah. Go on.
Some people had the pebble and the people who didn't lost their jobs.
Lost their jobs? And this was because of Mr. Beach?
Thomas.
Oh,
You did,
dear.
Jenny.
Thank you for telling me that.
And our wages have gone down and all since we had the machine.
Who's that over there?
Look, he made us come in the machine.
See, I have heard everything that you've told me about your injuries and how you've lost your jobs, and I give you my word that I will help you. I will tell my grandpapa, Henry Banks, about your plight. And then I'm sure that things will get better.
Yeah. What's he going to do about it then?
Yes, what?
Well, when I tell him, I'm sure he will improve your conditions, that he will make it so that you have a happy life.
Yes, that's what we want, isn't it? Yes.
Away, slave, away all day, till our bones are creaking. Away, work away,
Joe.
harvesting will break our backs and leave the children starving. Work away, Joe.
If you'll excuse me for speaking out of turn, my lady, but if the squire were to know that you were encouraging the young laborers to speak out of turn and sing that song with those words, he'd be a mortified man.
Well, we shall see, Mr. Beach. We will see. Mr. Beach, who are these people?
I'm not sure, my lady. They don't look very respectable to me. You stay where you are. Stay there now.
Go and find out who they are.
It's drink time, anybody's drink time.
We are travelling players, my lady. We are required by Mr. Castleman to perform at Kingston Hall.
And what stories do you tell?
We can do tragedies. We can do comedies. Stories of love. Stories of horror.
Oh, Mr. Beach, I should like these travelling players to tell one of their stories to the poor children.
Do you think that's wise, my lady?
Well, of course, Mr. Beach. We would like to hear a story.
But they're expected by your family up at the hall.
Never fear, sir. Some of us will continue up to the hall. The rest will stay here to perform a special tale to the children. Come, friends,
the good people of Albion.
And the great and terrible monster that invaded them.
There was once a beautiful land called Albion, where the people lived happily. From their little cottages, they could see the countryside stretch far into the distance like a great, big blanket. The people were free to wander as they wished, free to gather firewood as they wished, free to graze their beasts as they wished. Everyone had enough to eat and enough to drink. They lay down each night without fear of what the next morning might bring.
Now, in a mighty castle not far from their little cottages, there lived an old king. He was a good man and he treated his people well. They worked for him on certain days of the week.
In return,
he proclaimed,
you may work for 2 days of the week on your own patch of land.
He was pleased with them, and they were pleased with the king.
But one day, the king grew ill. He became weaker and weaker until he could no longer rule the land of Albion. So his eldest son decided he was going to take over being king. Now, this man was very different from his father. He was a greedy man who ate so much that his belly hung down over his breeches like a great big barrel.
For lunch, he eats 104 pigs, 53 geese, 12 sheep and 9 goats. Washed down with 153 pints of cider. And for afters,
More.
he has 15 whole rounds of cheese and 2 orchards full of apples.
In fact, he was so greedy, the people nicknamed him
Georgie Porgy Pudding and Pie.
Now, when this prince, Georgie Porgy, became king, everything suddenly changed. The king sent his fiercest servants out into the forest with glinting, sharp steel axes. All over Albion, you could hear them chopping down the trees and the bushes. Soon the forest became cold and bare, and all the little animals that sheltered there ran away, frightened.
The people couldn't believe what on earth had happened. The servants dragged the trees over the fields to set up great big square fences to enclose all this open space.
What are you doing?
The people asked them. We're making cages, Georgie Porgy's lackey snapped back.
What for?
The people inquired.
Mind your own business!
The servants yelled. And when the people climbed over the fallen tree trunks to look inside,
The servants hold us back! Keep out! You're not allowed here anymore.
But this is where I graze my flock of sheep.
That's right, fetch my firewood.
Not anymore, it's not. It all belongs to the king and his servants now,
So clear off, fast!
and when the people saw the servants lift up their sharp steel axes, they all ran away. They stayed in their little cottages and waited to see what the king and his servants had put in the huge cages.
Then very early one dark and grey morning, the people woke up and heard the most terrible roaring noises. It sounded as though some creature were in pain. Now being kind-hearted folks, they got up out of their beds to see if they could help the creature out of its misery. They hurried over to the huge cages.
Boom!
Looked in.
Boom! 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 Boom!
What they saw made their eyeballs grow as big as turnips. In each of the cages was an enormous, shiny beetle, as big as 20 men put together. It had long antennae, sticking out in front like pitchforks, and long legs sticking out from all sides as sharp as swords. It had a mouth as wide as a cavern, with fearful pointed teeth. They were tearing up wheat as fast as a hurricane.
Boom! 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 Boom!
When the people saw this great big beetle, they were very, very frightened. They thought it had come straight from hell. King Georgie Porgy saw the people carrying, and he laughed and laughed, and his big belly shook like a wild bull's.
This great beetle works much faster than all of you.
He squealed.
And I don't have to pay it half as much.
Georgie Porgy laughed again, and all the servants laughed with him. They laughed so much that the ground shook, and all the people fell into a big pile on the floor. This just made Georgie Porgy and the servants laugh even more.
Every day, another beetle was put into one of the cages. You could hear the terrible screeching noise everywhere. The noise was so awful that the birds had stopped singing. Things went from bad to worse in Albion.
The people still had to work just as hard, collecting the wheat and then feeding it into the beetle's cavernous jaws. The monster spat out the grain in a fountain for the people to collect and gave it straight to the king's lackeys. But because the people weren't needed to do the flailing anymore, the king ordered his lackeys to pay them less and less, and the beetle left precious little for the people to glean.
Times grew hard. No one had enough to eat or drink. The poor people weren't allowed to hunt for game in the forests that were left, as these were owned by the king's lackeys. They had nowhere to graze their animals on. People began to starve. Albion was a sad land to live in.
All this time, King Georgie Porgy kept on eating and eating, and he grew fatter and fatter, until one day he became so fat he couldn't even get inside the gates of his castle. His servants had to lie him on a huge bed and feed him with a gigantic spoon. He still kept on eating as much as they could bring him, until one day he became so fat that he burst. He split into 100,000 pieces, which flew around Albion like tiny birds, and singing could be heard again.
Now it so happened that a new king had to be found. And Georgie Porgy had a younger brother named Free Will. And Free Will had been in hiding all through the terrible time when Georgie Porgy was ruining the land of Albion.
Free Will was a kind and a good man. He hated to see what his brother had done to the people. He hated to see them so poor and so starving. But more than that, he hated the great monstrous beetles that sat squatting in the cages that used to be the beautiful countryside of Albion.
So, Free Will sent his friend, Captain Swing, to hurry around the land to whisper to all the poor people that he hated the monstrous beetle as much as they did, and he would pay them to rid the land of them once and for all.
Now, when the people heard this news, they were so happy they cheered!
Hooray!
Once again, they would have enough to eat and to drink. And so, our story ends with a new king and all the people of Albion dancing for joy. God bless Free Will! Down with the monstrous beetles! God bless Free Will! Down with the monstrous beetles! God bless Free Will! Down with the monstrous beetles!
There's work to do!
A tale they tell A seed they sow, but the players can't wait to watch it grow. Oh, come now, friends, and follow the lady across the ha-ha carefully. What, not yet? I have not finished. Please, what will she say on the other side? Will she tell the truth or lock it inside? Quiet at the back, please. So, come now, friends. Let's away to Kingston Hall. From what I've heard, they're having a ball. Thank What will she say on the other side? Will she tell the truth or lock it inside? Now follow across the ha-ha carefully. Then some dancing you shall see. People in chairs, please sit behind. There is the end of the line. Over there, the other.
Three cheers for King William. Hip, hip. Hurrah! Hip, hip. Hurrah! Hip, hip. Hurrah!
When mighty roast beef was the Englishman's food, it ennobled our hearts and enriched our cause. Our soldiers were brave and our courtiers were good, and sorrows we were all England's, and over old England's roast beef. Our fathers of old were robust, stout and strong,
what elegance! What a charming scene! The Banks family at play on their silk smooth green. Servants and masters dancing together. No hint of discord here, whatever.
Grandpapa, I must speak to you.
Surely it can wait until later, my dear, my guest.
No, you must listen. You have to do something about the poor children. The new threshing machines are evil monsters.
Really, Maria? This is no way for a young lady to speak.
But Grandpapa, I must speak. I must speak. I must do something about it.
There. I understand now. You're still grieving your poor dear mother.
No, it is not that. I'm angry. You will have to reprimand Mr. Beach.
The overseer?
Yes. He's so cruel, Grandpapa. He does not take care of the child labourers.
Now, that's quite enough, Maria. I'm now regretting sending you out with a charity basket.
But, Grandpapa, you must do something. I mean, people are losing their jobs.
No, Maria, shush.
The children are
Go
suffering
back.
from the machines. Please.
Go back to your painting, as befits your status and sex. You need to put things into perspective. Dear.
What a wonderful ball.
Of course, the Kingston Hall dance, compared with the London balls, has little variety. In London, one mixes with such superior society. Everyone goes to the ball in the very highest of fashions. I can tell you I'm going to find living in the country somewhat very tiresome. Bring some tea and hurry, please.
How I long to visit London. I enjoyed the quadrille best. Did you see William John Banks? Did he not look splendid? I would love to live in Kingston Hall amongst all of his treasures. Of course, William John was looking at me.
Of course, one's position in society is of the greatest importance. For indeed, dear Charlotte, if you were a castleman, then William John Banks would never have even cast eyes on you.
Ladies, please.
Mary, set the tea down. You're shaking. What is it? What's wrong?
There is nothing wrong with me, Miss Maria.
You can tell me.
It's just... Oh no, Miss Maria, I can't tell you, I can't. There is nothing wrong with me.
Very well, Mary. Go back to your duties.
Well, I found the whole ball very disagreeable. It was my first experience of such an event, and I imagined it would be more exciting.
That's probably because you do not have many occasions to dance. It must have been awfully dull for you to sit there and wait for such long periods of time.
Did you see Mrs. Arbuthnot's gown? Dreadful.
For once, I must agree with you, sister.
But fancy Maria, who is the niece of William John and lives in Kingston Hall, is not engaged. She has a large dowry, I hear.
And many suitors.
Quite so, quite so. But I do not understand it. She is nearly 20 and not engaged. All she does is spend her time painting.
What are you saying?
That you have no sweetheart.
I shall marry when it is right to do so. I have many things I want to do. I should like to travel like my uncle. But I feel so trapped here. So very trapped.
Really, Maria, I did not mean to upset you in any way. Please come and sit with us.
No, I am painting. I do not wish to waste my time talking about such frivolous things. I have seen things. How the labourers are on the estate. People are starving just beyond the ha-ha. But you wouldn't understand.
There hardly are things to concern ourselves with such things.
I should like to understand, Maria. Mrs. Arbuthnot, I am told, knows a great deal about politics.
And hardly the correct occupation for a gentlewoman.
Why not, indeed, I should like to learn about politics.
Oh, really, Augusta?
Oh, lessons with Miss Morland are so very dull.
Just wait until you go to boarding school.
There is nothing tedious about boarding school. Maria, you attended boarding school, didn't you? Maria!
Yes. Augusta just asked you if you attended boarding school.
Not really. We never seemed to learn anything important. It all seemed rather shallow and silly.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to boarding school. Do tell us more about it, Octavia.
At boarding school, one learns everything that is important in a young lady's life.
What do you learn there?
The pianoforte, sewing, poetry, a little French and how to dance. These skills are imperative, for without such accomplishments, I would never have become betrothed.
Oh, you are so fortunate, Octavia.
Dances and suitors, that's all you ladies talk of. At my boarding school, one learns sensible activities. Swimming, rowing, cricket and fencing.
It really isn't fair. I should like to engage in such sports. I feel
Don't be ridiculous. If Mother were to hear you, she'd despair. You really do have peculiar notions.
But why should you be allowed to do as you want? It just isn't fair.
Good heavens, Augusta! Thank goodness it won't be long now before I'll be with the men. It is only my years that keep me back from their company. There is nothing to do here. I could be as great as Wellington. Ah! I don't think that was necessary, Edmund. Let me see what you're painting, Maria.
It's not finished, Edmund.
Come, let me see.
I said it is not finished, Edmund.
Edmund!
Give it back!
Edmund, give Edmund painting
Give it back at once! Give it back! What is it, boy? Come on, give it back. Goodness. So dark and ugly. I preferred your ones with the smiling peasants happily at their work.
But it isn't like that, Edmund.
It's so dull and unladylike.
Maria, is it really that bad?
Yes, this is the truth.
Stop! William, turn and see the perfect perspective of the house. Plan number 7. From here, it is all clear. You see it?
Yes, I do. Interesting. Yes, Charles. Interesting, very interesting.
The whole facade clad in Kilmark stone.
And this here?
The bedroom story, raised and a new balustrade erected.
And the cupola, where shall that be placed?
It should be placed in the very centre of the new roof.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Soaring up into the heavens themselves.
Charles, no other architect alive is capable of sharing my aesthetic vision as you do.
Mr. William?
I shall try to give your humble home a touch of Renaissance splendor.
Magnifico, maestro.
Mr. William?
Yes, what is it, Castleman?
Could you spare me a moment,
Can't you
please?
see I'm engaged in very important business here?
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. William, but it's a matter of rather personal concern.
And what is that, Castleman?
Well, you see, my wife and my children are all threatened in this affair, Mr. William.
It really does seem such a pity to spoil such an occasion as today with personal matters. Now, can't it wait?
Well, your father's involved too, Mr.
Then
Banks.
talk with him. Now, he is there with the Duke of Wellington, and I'm sure you have always wanted to meet such an august person as the Duke of Wellington, and I'm sure he will help you.
Very well, but we really need to do something on this matter, Mr. William.
Now, this staircase, it really must be of the finest Carrara marble.
Bien sûr, William. And only the best craftsmen must be brought from Italy to do the work.
Definitely, definitely.
Plan number 4. I shall have the final design sent to you by the end of next week.
Charles, magnificent. Do you know, you and I shall make Kingston Hall a veritable palazzo of beauty to rival Byron's Venetian villa.
Quite. William! William! Look,
Father!
I told you the Duke would come.
Your Grace, Your Grace. We are studying the plans for the embellishment of Kingston Hall. I do apologise. Have you met Charles Barry, the architect of the Houses of Parliament?
Your Grace.
Let's hope he makes a better job at Kingston than he did of them.
You do jest?
I do not. The place was a Gothic carbuncle.
Quite. These drawings look interesting, Sir Charles. A staircase of Carrara marble, eh?
Yes, Mr. Banks.
Surely the local Purbeck stone would do.
Quite. Far too soft, sir.
And not in fashion, Father. It really must be Italian.
Don't trust them.
What about the cost? Castleman? You know about the estate's finances. Can we afford Italian marble?
Oh, yes, of course. But, Mr. Banks, sir, I've been talking to the rector about this other matter, and he agrees with me, don't you,
Well,
Reverend?
yes, I think.
Things really have taken a turn for the worse. Things have taken a turn for the worse locally. Why, only yesterday I was riding through Wimborne Minster when this crowd of ruffians from up Cranbourne way started to shout abuse at me. At me, sir. And concerning you, Mr. Banks. What? Oh, there's trouble brewing in the countryside. Make no mistake.
What are you talking about, Castleman? Our labourers have always been a contented lot. They know their place. They're proud to serve the Banks family. Always have been.
Tell them, Reverend.
Well, Mr. Banks, it seems there's a great deal of ill feeling about the parishes. There's a shortage of jobs, food, and accommodation. And the labourers sleep in very crowded conditions, sometimes 3, 4, or 5 to a bed. Inevitably, this has bred immorality and vice.
But the cottages are so quaint, so picturesque.
Perhaps from the outside, Mr. William, but on the inside.
What the Reverend is trying to say is that we need to do something about it, and soon. I recommend we increase wages by 1 shilling.
What? But our wages are on a par with every other landowner in the district.
Be that as it may, but Mr. Earl Drax has agreed to increase his wages to 9 shillings only this week.
Earl Drax, he would. The man's soft as rancid butter. It was his ancestors who stole our finest tapestries when Corfe Castle was sacked.
That's right, Henry. It's fight and talk we need, not appeasement. Meet him with strength, no pussyfooting about. Give him a touch of cold steel. Reformism is the road to ruin. Mark me words.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Well, there is much whispering afoot of rick burning and machine wrecking. I've taken the precaution of asking Mr. Beach, your overseer, if he will kindly have the new thrashing machine concealed beneath the lime trees in the lower field.
What?
It seems the labourers have got it into their heads that the new king hates the machines as much as they do, that he'll actually thank them for destroying them.
Our people would never rise against us. Drax's, perhaps.
But at least, Mr. Banks, couldn't we issue a proclamation like this one from Salisbury? Tells the men to keep out of trouble and keep to the right path.
A sermon from the Reverend should do the trick. Now that's quite enough of this unpleasantness. We're supposed to be celebrating the coronation of the new king, remember? Oh, the machine wrecker. The travelling players will be arriving shortly to entertain us on the terrace, so I suggest we put talk of discord aside. As for your designs, William, I'm still not sure all this Italian stuff. What's wrong with good old Purbeck stone?
You must decide now, William.
Well,
I have many other important commissions to attend to.
when my father gives his consent...
No, you'll have to wait till you're master of Kingston Hall. I don't hold with all this new-fangled architecture, nor would your brother George.
But George is a politician, Father.
And a damned fine un.
But he knows nothing of art.
More than this Pratt does.
No, you mean Barry, Your Grace. Sir Roger Pratt was the original architect of Kingston Hall.
Well, this one suits the name better.
William? I am not staying here to be insulted any longer. If my services are no longer required, I should depart at once.
Charles, I'm quite sure my father will be...
I don't see what William sees in him. Houses of Parliament, utter monstrosity.
Mr. Banks, look, I really do insist on this matter.
Oh, not now, Castleman, later.
I don't know what's happening to these young men. The Dorset air seems to be turning their brains soft. I think it's time Master William was off on his travels again.
Good idea. Port on the terrace.
A very good idea.
I knew it. Trouble in the countryside. Tell you what, I could do with an extra shilling a week. Though some say the banks pay us fairly. I think it's a question of loyalty, really.
Spot of my youth, whose hoary branches sigh, swept by the breeze that fans thy cloudless sky, where now alone I muse, who oft have trod with those I loved thy soft and verdant sod, with those who, scattered far, perchance deplore, like me, the happy scenes they knew before. Oh, as I trace again thy winding hill, mine eyes admire, my heart adores thee still, thou drooping elm beneath whose boughs I lay, and frequent muse the twilight hours away. That, children, was a poem by Lord Byron. It is said he wrote that poem beneath this very tree. Yes, Miss Mary?
But this tree isn't an elm tree.
So it isn't, Miss Mary. But he did know Uncle William, didn't he? And, Uncle William went on many travels, and Lord Byron met Uncle William on one of those travels. Does anybody know some of the places Uncle William visited? Let me see. Miss Rebecca.
Spain.
Very good, Miss Rebecca. Miss Mary.
Egypt.
Very good. Master Tom, you know one?
India.
Excellent. Miss Esther.
Greece.
Very good. Miss Alice.
Italy.
Very clever. Master Alexander.
France.
Very good. Master Frederick.
Blackpool.
Don't think Blackpool's a country. Master Hugh.
Albania.
Very good. And Master John.
Mecca.
Excellent. Haven't they done well, girls? Well done, children. Now, I have some things to attend to in the house, and I'm going to leave you in Ruth's care. Ruth, you are in charge while I am not here.
No!
Let's have a sword fight! Let's play daisy chain!
The victor! Really? Well, really? I do not think that's the way we should be behaving, young gentlemen. Now, would you all please come over here and sit down, quietly? Come along. Now, can anyone think of anything to play that would be a little quieter?
A plane!
Well,
What about?
A play about Uncle William where he travelled up the Nile.
I'll be Uncle William.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because I'm the oldest, that's why.
That's not fair.
I'm the oldest, aren't I, Ruth?
Of course you are, Master Robert.
Yes, I thought so.
Now, could everyone please get in a line?
Quiet, children.
No.
Boring.
Master Robert, you may be Master William John, as you are the oldest. And Master Hugh, you may be the architect.
As I'm the cleverest.
Master Frederick, you may be the fan bearer. Young ladies, now you may be the trees on the banks and the dancing girls and the pyramids.
Yeah!
Master Thomas, you may be the page.
Can I hold the pole?
There's no need to shout, Master John. Yes, you may. And you may help him.
May we dress up?
Shall I fetch the tank, Ruth?
Yes, you may.
Hooray!
Young ladies.
I want to sit with you.
Hurry, girls.
I'm coming. Mick.
I don't know.
Oh, there's nothing in here for me.
Is everyone quite ready?
Now we're all dressed up, what do we do?
Don't you remember we were going to do the play about the Nile?
Yes, well, here can be the boat, and here are the banks of the River Nile.
And we're the tree. I want to be I'm going to sit here.
Yeah, I'll join you, I think.
Yes. No, we're the trees first.
Look at these trees on the bank.
Syrian cedars, I think.
Yes, you know, I think these would look rather good in the grounds of Kingston Hall.
Projecting shafts
Yes,
of light.
dramatic shaft of light.
Dramatic shafts
Being
of light.
generally dramatic.
Yes, dramatic
And in
shafts.
shafts.
Are we pyramids yet?
No, we can't yet. We have to dance first.
Look at that obelisk over there.
Oh, look, there's an esophagus.
That's sarcophagus, I think.
Yeah, you'll have that as well, then.
Yes, bung it in the boat.
Yeah, you think it'll fit, though?
Cut in half.
Why not? It's only Egyptian heritage.
Egyptian heritage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Yes,
say.
absolutely. Yes, look, we're approaching the pyramids.
Look at that architect. I'm a pyramid. What dare he?
Let's throw him in the water.
To the crocodiles. I know, let's all be crocodiles.
Children, stop this at once.
Governess.
Ruth, I am surprised at you. Children, we are going into the house to wash our hands. Form a crocodile. Oh, into the house, children.
Honestly, woman, you have to be in charge of us. What do you think you're playing at?
Hope you get fired.
Twice.
From a cannon! Oh, how witty I am.
Yeah, how very witty, Master Hugh.
Yes, very witty. I thought I was
You can't get the staff today, can you?
I shall speak to you in the house, Ruth.
Well, come on, girls. We can't leave the children.
Emily? Tea?
Oh, the children are so noisy.
Oh, don't fuss, my dear. They're enjoying themselves with their friends.
They really ought to be getting ready for the celebrations.
Miss Jenkinson will deal with it.
I'm not so sure. She doesn't seem able to control them.
There, my dear, the children are fine.
Oh dear, there's so much to do. George is away so often these days.
There's considerable amount of work for an MP to do, my dear. so delightful to see the house full of people.
The children are looking forward to the coronation.
Mrs. Castleman, you seem upset.
It's the trouble with the workers. They're slinging mud at us, throwing insults. It's so frightening and so distressing.
What do you mean?
Ladies, ladies.
This is our Arbuthnot. How nice to see you. Do join us. Your daughter not with you?
Oh, Selina, yes, she's gone to join the other young ladies. I've been talking with men. In fact, I introduced Selina to William John.
Oh, really? Have you met Mrs. Castle?
Oh, my dear Mrs. Castleman, I've just heard the news from your husband. It seems that you have been the latest victims of the uprising near Blandford. Now do tell me, is it true that you had mud thrown at your carriage on the way here?
Oh, yes, it's true. And there are rumours of arson and all sorts of...
Ah, yes, I have heard that the unrest is now widespread throughout the south of England. Why, only yesterday, threshing machines were being burned in Kent. I have a note of it all here in my diary.
Oh, but surely the machines would make the workers' lives easier.
Well, you would have thought so. Nevertheless, it is the machines that are the target of their indignation.
Ah, well, you see, there is a ringleader by name of Captain Swing.
Who on earth is he?
Well, nobody knows, you see. It's a complete mystery.
Why won't Mr. Banks listen to my husband? Oh, I'm sure my father will deal with it. He always does. Now, let's go in and join the celebrations. There's to be a play, you know. It will take your mind off all this.
Do come along, Mrs. Carson, though. Let's go into the house. Now, I understand your husband deals with the accounts. I want to hear all about what has been going on here. Yeah.
Oh dear, it's so distressing.
People like Mrs. Castleman haven't the breeding to cope with adversity.
Hurry up, Emily. You'll miss the play. Did you hear the way those brats were talking to me?
I know, it's awful, isn't it?
Can't stand it.
Come on, brother tradesman that travel so long, I pray, can you say where the traders all gone? Long time have I travelled, but cannot find none, and it's all the old times of old England, in old England, very old times. Provisions you buy in the shops, it is true, but if you've no money, there's nothing for you. So what's a poor man and his family to do? And it's all the old times of old England, in old England, very old times. When you go to a shop and you ask for a job, they'll answer you back with a shake and a nod. It's enough to make a man turn out and rob, and it's all the old times of old England, in old England, very old times.
Come on then, girls, or we'll be late.
What's the matter, Mary?
Well, it's about all this trouble that's been stirring recently.
Yeah?
You see, I'm worried about what's to become of my family. I mean, you know what blooded my two brothers are. Always getting in fights and scrapes.
Come along, let's go watch a play. Take your mind off it.
It's Lady Maria.
Come on, girls, we've got things to do.
An ill wind is blowing through Kingston Hall today. Let us hope it blows the rain away. As Lady Maria goes last to watch the play. What a spinning in her young head today! Come, let's follow without delay. Drop your umbrellas on the way.
Where's Mother Frost?
The Ballad of a Dorset Soldier.
Come here to perform for you a tale of one brave and good. We hope this tale will please your ears, stir your hearts and nourish your tears, and in return bring us hearty cheers.
For the Ballad of Robert Selwood.
Now Robert, he lived a simple life, a simple life, a simple life, with 7 bonny children and a wife. Near Warborn Minster lived he.
He went away upon the land, labouring with his honest hand. Yes, Robert was a God-fearing man, as everyone will agree.
When the drums of war began to beat, country he did fight. He knew the cause was just and right. So Robert strove with all his might to end the Bonaparte's way. At San Sebastian in Sundred, Spain.
Sundred, Spain.
Our soldiers stormed again. These ancient towers.
The cannoneers opened a breach in the wall.
And then strides Robert with no fear at all.
As death scythed his comrades down like swords in the space of 5 short hours.
And when the brave Duke gained the day, there was pillage and looting, so they say, by many an Englishman then. But as for our Robert, he would have none. Enough for him that his duty was done, and to give thanks to God for victory won, unlike certain gentlemen.
The stories are of some terrible thefts. terrible thefts. Paintings and treasures scarce are there left when some men had their way. But Robert's thoughts were fixed, you see, on his faraway friends and family. This Dorset swain yearned ardently to be home without delay.
And as his boat crossed the ocean wide,
The ocean wide.
our hero's heart did swell with pride to think of the welcome due. Surely the king must be proud of him, who helped this glorious victory win, to free all Europe from bony sin. What a worthy task to do. But as he drew close to beloved Warborn, he saw faces downcast and quite forlorn, instead of joyful smiles. No cup of ale, no plate of food. The welcome that day was far from good for one who journeyed miles. Then Robert spoke up in a cheerful voice,
Friends, I came here to rejoice, to find your downcast and dismayed. I bid you, tell me honestly, why do you look so sorrowfully? Come, let your tongues be free. What troubles you today?
Then a woman spoke in a pitiful voice,
Good soldier, we would like to rejoice now you are safely home. But alas, alack, the truth is cruel. We lack for ale and we lack for fuel. We cannot even offer a bowl of gruel to a soldier come safely home.
For tradesmen there's no work at all, no work at all, no work at all. No posts for servants at Kingstown Hall to ease a family's pain. And when you reach your own dear home, from which the king called you to roam, I fear there's tidings to make you groan and cast you into sorrow's bane.
And storm clouds gathered and thunder rolled! Thunder rolled! Robert made haste with a desperate horse, the poor folk all around. Past the river at Pumpany fight, with rain like arrows piercing his eyes, to Bulgo where he stops and sighs, for misery there abounds. His cottage was almost tumbled down. Tumbled down! And with filth and squalor all around, looked cursed by the hand of fate. Then Robert's dear wife came out in tears. Her sobbing awoke his deepest fears. Her words poured sorrows in his ears of a deep and deadly weight. Why you've been so far away? She cried, oh how she cried. All our youngest three have died for want of cheese and bread. The prices they went up, you see, but we were cast down into poverty. And the poor little children, woe is me, they starved and now they are dead. Robert's face seemed set in stone, in Purbeck stone. As he listened to the woman's moans on that cold and bitter day, he thought it harsh that children die when farmers fix their prices high, and could not help but wonder why such suffering still held sway. But there was no time to stand and sigh. Before the night had swallowed the sky, Robert was trudging through farms, and the hero who'd fought in sunny Spain now had to beg and borrow to gain a job to ease his family's pain and keep them safe from harm. And so they toiled for many years.
For many years.
With hunger and illness, their constant fears. For Robert, his children, and his wife. In spring they'd sow, in autumn reap. In winter thresh and rarely sleep. And wages low the farms would keep. From Robert, his children, and his wife. But then we heard the farmer say.
The farmer say? No longer am I going to pay you wages for threshing the hay. I've bought a new machine, you see. It'll do the job much better for me.
It'll work much faster, you'll agree, and I get a much better gain.
So times grew harder for our soldier then, like thousands of other Englishmen who'd fought to make us free. The rich, meanwhile, are all well fed. Their children sleep in feather beds. And down the road, or so it is said, the poor still starve, you must see.
You must see! 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 You must see!
Ladies and gentlemen, the swing! Grab it!
This is all your fault!
But Mr. Henry, they were well recommended by Mr. Earl Drax himself.
Earl Drax again? You embarrass me in front of my staff, my family, and even the Duke himself.
It was an insult to all the brave men who died in Spain. And did you hear those verses about pillaging? Anyone would think that the inference was that William, I did warn you about that at the time.
Oh dear, so distasteful.
My dear, it won't happen here, not here.
Well, there you are. You see, social commentary will out in our theatres. It always has done.
They're travelling players. They bring the news from other places, not here. They're going to blame my husband yet again.
Oh, there, Mrs. Castleman.
I must do something.
I wonder what that was all about.
Fancy insulting the Duke of Wellington, the cads.
I do wish I could understand. Well, I found it entertaining enough, even if the rest didn't.
No, it's terrible. These poor people should be put in their place. It's like they're fighting.
Touche.
Yes.
There weren't any pyramids.
I don't really care.
At last, somebody's telling the truth.
What are we going to do about it?
Grandpapa, you must do something now, immediately.
Now, don't worry yourself, my
story
dear.
that the
Go back with the ladies. Go back,
It's
don't
quite
worry.
true.
I'll sort it.
Mr. Castleman, a letter from the travelling players.
A letter? A letter from me? From whom?
The travelling players. They gave it to us as they
The
left.
travelling players? Mr. Banks! Mr. Banks! Mr. Banks, I tried to warn you, sir.
Mr. Castleman, sir, Sunday night your house shall come to the ground, for you are an inhuman monster, and we will dash out your brains. Banks?
Yes, go on.
Nothing of importance.
A bit about you, sir.
Nothing at all.
Banks? Banks and yourself ought to be sent to hell. The Hanley torches have not forgot you. Signed, on behalf of the whole swing.
Give me that letter.
Call out the militia! Arm the yeomanry!
Come on.
Break out the rifles! Get to the servants!
Coming to!
Maria!
William! Sir Charles! Come with me! We are going to war!
Mr. Banks! Banks!
way through the woods.
Come with me. They're not armed, you see.
Very well.
We must warn them. Warn them immediately.
Oh, what a commotion at Kingston Hall! Must pride really come before a fall? Elsewhere, perhaps, is discord born, but surely not this close to nice Wimborne. So, come now, friends, back across the divide. Then and only then, you may... Please, I have not finished. Stay where you are. Then, when we cross the divide, you can decide whose side you are on, in the words of the song. There we shall be under the trees and safe from the wet. That should please.
Listen hard. That makes sense.
Please move into the spaces. Don't be afraid of the blazes. Listen! Listen to the whispering in the trees. Listen to the murmurs in the breeze. Listen! The clock chimes. It is time. Men and women are meeting secretively in this wood. Are they meeting for evil or for good?
Hurry up.
Nathan, David, look out.
Oh, latecomers!
Oh, come on,
men!
Friends, I hope you were careful not to be seen as you came here tonight. A new wind is blowing from the north, and it may be a wind of hope.
Let's hope so.
Word has it, the Captain Swings are sending his letters all over the south of England. And now, one has reached Mr. Castleman and Mr. Banks, our masters.
About time too.
Now, there are those among you who believe them both to be good and honest men. And there are those who think otherwise.
Yeah.
But tonight we must decide if we are to join your brothers and sisters in Cranbourne who've been keeping the landowners busy these past few nights.
Yeah.
So come, take up this stick and stand if you wish to have your say.
Yeah, well, I've got something to say. Lately, our wages have been so low we can't even buy a slice of bread. And it's all down to these darn threshing machines.
Yeah.
They not only make our wages so low, they cause trouble as well. Look at old Stubby's arm. Terrible. Only the other day I got my pitchfork stuck in the end of the machine. Now what am I supposed to use? I can't buy a new one. So I reckon we should smash up these machines and ruin Mr. Banks' life. Quiet, ruin Mr. Banks' life, just like he ruined ours. As you can see, I'm on my last legs, and I ain't got much fighting blood left in me now. So I reckon that we should riot and show Mr. Banks who can be boss as well. Now look. I know we're in a very hard time of it at the moment, with very low wages and hardly any food, but if we do decide to bash up all these threshing machines, we could get into even more trouble. We could get sent to Australia.
Look, you all know Victoria's right. I mean, we could get sent to Australia, it is true. And Mr. Banks and Mr. Castleman have been kinder than most landowners. Gotta admit it. After all, they have given us a cottage and a small potato patch. It's more than some people get.
Well, as you know, I nearly lost my arm due to one of these threshing machines. How can I dig my potato patch with one arm? It's terrible. I just think we should riot. Calm down, Riot!
Hey, stop, come on.
Calm down. I know what you're all saying, and I know most of you here want to riot, but you all know what happened to my brother. He got sent to Australia just for stealing turnips when we were hungry. We weren't careful. That's not the point. It was his problem. Destroying machines is so much worse. Something even worse could happen to us. Yeah, true. If you were to riot, God would never forgive you. Violence is evil. We learned that at the chapel. Come on, everyone, get down on your knees and pray. Pray for God's love and His help. Pray, get down on your knees and pray.
Shut up, woman. God will not help us.
Prayers will not help us. We must help ourselves. We must do what we think is right. So I think we should smash up these threshing machines.
Quiet, everyone, quiet.
Right, I may just be a woman, but I think that the rioting is a good thing. Because
Hold on, sir.
if we do smash up these threshing machines, then at least we have a chance to get better wages and more food. If we don't do anything, then we won't even know if we could get those things, would we?
It's true. It's true. No, come on. There must be someone else who wants to speak.
King William hates the machines as much as we do.
I heard it too. He wants as much as we do.
Let's not argue about this matter now, everyone. Because everyone has their own opinion. So let's settle it fairly with a raise of hands.
Oh,
eh?
yeah. Because if we don't argue, I don't think we should do it at all.
No good.
We think I've made my decision. And we think some of you will be pleased with it. But the decision is, we think we should go along with Simon because it's the only way. So all those in favour of rioting tonight, stand and say aye. Aye!
Now listen, everyone. It was right here in this very wood, in fact, in this very avenue of trees, that my brother first saw it. The horrible, headless creature. Oh, good evening, Mr. Beach.
We were just talking about you.
So good.
Very nice. A cozy get-together, is it?
Storytelling, Mr. Beach.
Oh, a storytelling. I was wondering where everybody got to. The village is near deserted. Oh, yeah? What have we here? Beating sticks.
Well, it's tradition.
I thought it was storytelling, Ebenezer.
Let's use it.
Yeah. I thought it rather late to go driving out the hares. Huh, let's see who we have at this storytelling. Amos, is that you? No need to go burying your face in your coat, Amos.
It's the bright light, Mr. Beach. Dazzles you.
Oh, it would have to be something. Elizabeth Dark, you here? I thought you'd be better off at home helping your poor sick mother look after those children of hers. Judith down. You here too, Judith? Lift up your eyes, Judith. 'Tis only Mr. Beach. I hear there are some, not from Kingston Hall estate, of course. I hear there are some folk getting up little meetings. And quite unknown to the landowners. Or just a few troublemakers, of course, set on causing fear and spreading confusion. Now the squire has asked me to acquaint you with this.
What's it say?
I expect you've clapped your eyes on these before.
No.
There's good advice here for those who heed it. As many of you here don't know your letters, I'll tell what it says. To all laborers, beware of false prophets, of those who excite you to riot and tumult under the pretense of improving your lot. Consider well the motives of those who incite you to the torching of machine and property. Will the destruction of corn give you your bread? Will it not increase the price? Where you have distresses to complain of, rest assured that the landowners will do all in their power to alleviate them. But the strong hand of the law must and will be obeyed. That's what it says here. Now, if any of you know or learn of any of these goings-on, you do well to yourself and your families to let Mr. Beach know of the matter. You make sure you do, Ebenezer. Well, I think that is enough storytelling for one night, don't you? Everybody, back to your houses.
going to happen? I suppose we have to, really. We can't leave it like this. Quick, get everyone back. Christine! Quick, Catherine, they're calling her. What do you want? Mr. Beach told us to go home. Oh, since when have you done what Mr. Beach tells you? Well, what is it? Just calm her. Don't worry. Mummy. Now, you heard all of what Mr. Beach said at the meeting. And all the men are going to destroy the machines, and then if they get caught, they're going to be sent to Australia and leave us with the families. They won't. Oh, but of course they will. I mean, we have to tell someone. Mr. Beach, we've got to tell him. No, we can't. They'll get into even more trouble. No, they won't. We should tell Mr. Beach now, and he'll be able to stop the riot. You tell Mr. Nobody will be into trouble. Oh, I'll never forgive you. Yeah, and if we don't interfere and our wages do get raised, then it'll be all right. Oh, but it's not going to work out like that. Tell Mr. Beach he can go and stop the rioting. She's right. We have to. We have to. Does anybody else remember when they were going to destroy the machines? Because I forgot. Oh, did you hear them at the meeting? It's tonight. Tonight! Right, we have to tell him. Mr. Beach is coming. Right, we got to go now. We have to.
What are you doing out? I thought I told you to go to your cottages.
We have to tell you. Oh, we were
What's that? Get on with it.
It was no, we weren't. Chat, Mr. Beach. No, we weren't.
Right, what have you to say?
Oh, it was about that story. No, it wasn't.
Well, I don't want to hear rubbish like that. What about you, Beth? You know something?
No, she doesn't. All the men tonight. Beth, again, you're a traitor and I hate you. Yeah, you evil people.
Let those go who have nothing to say. Those who have something to tell me, you stay. Now, speak up, girl.
Well, as I said, all the men are going to destroy the pressures and they're going to burn the whole rib.
I thought so.
Oh, may God forgive you! May God forgive you!
I want to know all about it. Now, where are they and who are they?
Well, it's all the men and some women.
Show me where they are. Come,
but
for the fellow squire.
They won't go get straight, will they?
Well, it's out of my hands now. There's nothing I can do about it.
Can you?
I tell you what I'll do. If you tell me about this and show me where they are, I'll put in a word with the squire and help as much as I can. Now, what about that?
Right, okay.
All right, come on. I must let the squire know immediately.
That was easy! Did you see that farmer run with a peak and whistle?
Stop us to go. I want a bit as well. Oh, you get some. What do you mean it's a bit more? Anyway,
we should be sharing it.
Anyway, Bill, Ted and Cyril will be coming soon.
So where are they? They said they'd be here by now.
They should have been here at sunset. I know.
Oh,
They'll be here, don't worry.
What's that?
There's only us, lads.
Oh, you make my heart go then, you did. Blimey.
How do you know we got cider? I couldn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get it then, lads?
Oh, go then, Ken.
We're working down this track, you know, towards Bear Regis.
Yeah, I know the one.
We saw this cart. And had about 500 barrels of cider on it.
Why bring all 500 then?
We couldn't. The farmer was coming back across the field with his musket.
Well, you surely got more than one then.
Of course we did.
Barry's got a point, actually. What was he doing with his musket? Oh, don't worry about
They
it.
probably hunted or something like that.
Anyway, we got to go soon and find some more cider where you buried it. Philip ain't had none drink yet. Come on, Philip.
Come on. Get down here.
Oh,
yeah,
lad. Hold on.
13. Oh, that's a pig. Come on. I could tell you some stories.
Shut up, Barry.
You don't want to listen to any more of your stories. Let's go get drunk. Come on.
Go.
Oh, good idea.
Come on, this way. Look, there's wood over here. But it's against the law. Well, we don't be trouble going on. No one's going to notice that.
Used to be our land anyway. Look, here come the others.
Captain Swing's around. Captain Swing might be here. Keep your voices down.
No, we don't keep our voices down. We are not going to keep our voices down anymore, because we're going to riot.
We're going to smash his threshing machine and ruin Mr. Banks' life.
Like he's ruined us.
Yeah.
Are you going to join us then? No.
All right,
Right, you lot, sit down.
We've got work to do.
Sit down, woman.
Down. Listen to what they've got to say. Sit down. Yeah, look, come on,
You watch this carefully, mind.
hello, Mr. Banks.
Get away, you measly peasant.
Hello.
Get away. Tut, you too. I'll be back for you, Mr. Banks, along with your fishing machine. I'm gonna wreck your fishing machine and ruin your life like you ruined ours, eh? I'll be back.
Do you really think it's funny?
Yeah,
Right, join us and smash up this wrestling machine.
Come on.
Join us.
Look
Don't
at you.
be traitors.
You're on your hands and knees for simple firewood. Come on.
Just imagine what it'll be like in 20 years' time, eh?
What's going to happen to our children?
Yeah.
They've got a point. Banks treats us like dirt. He deserves everything he gets.
Yeah.
Come and join us.
Join us.
Traitors.
Traitors.
David! Who are you? Oh, come on, we're going to be late. Have you found him yet? Oh, come on. David! David! Hey, there he is. There he is. Come on. Come on. Going.
I told you to go back to the cottage, man.
Where are you going?
Go back to the
Hurry.
cottage.
Where are you
Go
going?
back, man.
First of all, tell us where you're going in the house.
Can't you get rid of her?
Get her out.
She'll spoil everything. Hurry up. Coming.
First, we're going to find these hayricks. Then, we're going to burn them with this. Promise?
Please don't do it!
Oh!
Look! I know what you're planning to do.
What?
You're going to burn the hayricks.
No, we're not.
Where have you got that torch then?
So you can see for rabbit hunting.
Oh, you're not going rabbit hunting. I heard you planning. You're going to burn the hayricks. Look, you see this? If you do this, this is what you'll lose. Corn.
Few grains.
Yeah, but you might lose all of it. You might lose your life.
Come on, I think we better tell her. All right. So we are. You're not going to stop us, all right?
Yeah, but I'm sure Mr. Banks will when he finds out.
But you're not going to tell him, though, are you?
Let's go. I don't know. He might find out one day. Just stop.
What? I don't do
Hey,
that.
look! We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting the banks.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's get
He's
the
on the
hayricks.
point. No, let it go.
Come on, banks.
Banks.
They're all armed. You must. Leave them. I've come to warn you. I've come to warn you. They're armed.
Maria, come back. Get up. Maria, now, come on. Quickly, to the house. Come on. Come, your ladyship. Come on.
No, Grandpapa.
What?
No.
Maria!
Leave it to me. You rabble! Get back to your hovels! No! What's your name? Swing! No, your real name! Swing!
This way.
things from heaven did fall. Then little Sir John sprung up his head and soon amazed them all. They've let him lie till midsummer's day, till he looked both pale and wan. And little Sir John's grown a long, long beard, and so become a man. They've hired men with the scythe so sharp to cut him off at the knees. They've rolled him and bound him round the waist, served him most barbarously. They've hired men with the sharp pitchforks to pierce him to the heart, and the loader he served him worse than that, for he's bound him to the cart. They've wheeled him round and around the field till they came unto the farm. And there they've made a solemn oath, oh, poor John Barleycorn. They've hired men with the sharp tree sticks to cut him skin from bone, and the miller he served him worse than that, for he's ground him between two stones. He's little Sir John in the nut brown bowl, and he's brandy in the glass. And little Sir John in the nut brown bowl proved the strongest man at last. For the huntsman he can't taunt the fox, nor so loudly to blow his horn. And the tinker he can't mend kettles nor pots without a little barleycorn.
Circle this tribute to John Barleycorn, when labourers rose up and were cut down.
A letter to Captain Swing. I am the curate of a small parish in Dorset. On hearing there was a great gathering of people in the neighbourhood, I arose early, went out to use my influence with the parishioners to keep them out of mischief. The first thing I saw was 7 persons, all married men with bludgeons in their hands, repairing to the general assemblage of labourers. I begged, entreated, and implored them to remain, but they were determined. They treated me with respect, and I lost sight of them. In 48 hours from that period, this was their condition.
John Simmons, wife and 4 children. Skull fractured in 4 places. Quite insensible and danger imminent.
Francis Dorkin, a widower with 5 children, committed to jail for smashing machines. There will be a trial for my life.
William Farmer, left cheek cut down to the bone with a yeoman's sword. 3 cuts in the arm. So bad that my arm was taken off in the night.
Abraham Tucker, trampled on by cavalry. Could never recover, just marry.
Daniel Jones
And John Bigger.
2 excellent young men.
became intoxicated, plundered houses, and were committed for trial.
In all probability, they will perish on the gallows, leaving 9 children to deplore the madness of that fatal day. It falls to my unhappy lot to visit the mothers and the deserted children. If the boldest peasant would take up his bludgeon against the magistrates and the law, if he could see what had happened, I feel his heart would die within him, and he would return in all humbleness to his plough. It is a fearful thing to be cursed by the poor, day and night, by these unhappy people. They call down the curses of heaven upon Swing.
Rise up, John Barleycorn! Rise! Rise and rejoice! And so, we reach the end of our story. Bedraggled and wet, and hopefully
in good spirits. What has become of all these lives?
Henry Banks MP lost his seat in 1831 to the Radicals. He lived amidst his family until his death.
William John Banks left England to avoid a scandal, lived the rest of his life abroad, and never saw the conclusion of his artistic plans for Kingston-Lacey.
Maria the Dispenser. Records of her life are obscure, like daughters on both sides of the ha-ha. For her, a brief mention in the Banks' biography.
Cleaned the land till her death at 60. Her strength passed on to her children, and her very words found in a Dorset museum.
Robert Dilwood, a loving family man who took his business into old age, and his children too led the same grinding life of poverty.
John Doe has 10 children. Battled into the old age with the help of shafts and anchors and fashion-making daughters.
Diego Velázquez, Murillo, Snyder, Pedrorente, masterpieces are monuments to that age, and worlds far from Kingston-Lacey are there on the walls for all to see.
And Captain Swing never even existed. He was a figment of the imagination, created when needed, a mythical warrior, now transformed into the words of a song.
By the end of the year, the rebellion had ended. All energy spent.
Even those who attended the meetings were punished. In Dorset, it was rumoured over 250 people sentenced to death, but only 9 of them were executed.
600 were sentenced to prison, and 500 transported over the high seas.
Some did say, some gentry over Dorchester way, that Van Diemen's Land would be blessed with the arrival of these convicts, for they were such skilled agricultural workers.
And for many months after that, the gentry had a fear of labourers gathering together after dusk. And so our story ends. Sing me back to sleep. Cover me up. I've had enough of 1830 and this brain.